This episode is brought to you by
JG
Graybill!
Woo! Now enjoy the episode.
This is All Sports All the Time, episode 150.
How many weeks is that? That's almost 3 years.
That's 150 weeks.
Right.
Yes, we did. Off to a good start.
I said
we do it weekly.
How many weeks is that? And then I said, oh, that's almost 3 years, which is different than weeks.
I think that there's 52 weeks in a year, so I think 156 is 3 years.
But we missed some weeks.
I think maybe we missed like 1 or 2 weeks total.
Right.
I'll go back and check, and we'll find out exactly when our 3-year anniversary is, but that's hard, and it's easier to just say 150. That's a nice even number. So this week, we're just going to be kind of narcissistic. We're not really going to talk about sports news that much. Nothing crazy happened anyway, so this is a good week to do it. And we're just going to kind of talk about the podcast that Parker and I started at the end of our freshman year, and now it's the end of our senior year of high school, obviously.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't like saying it out loud because it makes my head hurt.
Wow.
But yeah, it's pretty crazy, and so we're going to kind of just talk about that. Those of you watching on YouTube, you'll notice Parker, of course, is sitting to my left, per usual. We are recording this earlier in the day. Luke will be joining me later in the day, and so I'm just going to edit this episode together so that we kind of flip back and forth between Parker and Luke's just like thoughts on the podcast. So I've just got some questions that we'll run through, and it'll be like Parker's answer to the question and then Luke's answer to the question. So nothing crazy. Hopefully it's easy to follow along with. So Parker said that Luke has to sit on the side that I'm currently sitting on.
Well, you know what I say, Parker?
Because
I say, Parker, I do completely understand where you're coming from. I'm not going to come at you aggressively because I do understand where
you just did.
No, well, it was a fake aggressive. It was like, I'm being aggressive, but I'm actually not because I do completely understand where you're coming from. It would make more sense because it would just be me and you flashing back and forth, and Owen would be right here. But Parker, we are on episode 150. I'm sure you guys have already said this. But I have sat in this seat for, I guess not technically 150 episodes. But since we've started YouTube, I've been on this side of the table. And I plan to stay on this side of the table. I don't want to move to the other side of the table. And I hope you respect me for that. I wouldn't call it the dark side. Parker's not very dark. He's light. He's a light and fluffy character.
So the light side?
No, it's just the Parker side. Yeah, there you go.
It's a weird name.
So Parker, understand me and respect me for that. Because I know for sure you would not sit on this side of the table if I asked you to do so. I rest my case.
Maybe episode 250, you guys switch spots. If we make it that far. Who knows? So, dude, this is kind of scary. Like, I like reminiscing about this stuff, but, like, I feel like it might get, I don't know how I'm going to feel about all of this nostalgia and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite episode we've ever done?
Yeah, so as soon as I saw this question, I was like, oh man, this is going to be so hard. And so I started going back in our archives, right? And there's so many different episodes. Episode 96, Parker is Bizarrely Wise. That's such a good one. And then I saw, where is it? Parker Talks SATs. That was a great one. About how my strategy of not studying actually works. But there's one that tops them all, and it is Songs White People Get Lit.
Yes!
That episode was so fun.
Great choice.
Just reading the description, I talked about NBA Top Shot. We talked about Tiger Woods. Obviously, we played lots of songs that...
It was a Spotify playlist that we just played underneath the whole episode.
Yeah, and then that was also the episode that Luke said Embiid has been looking really hot this year.
Yes!
So that one is like pretty top level, top tier. I think it's gotta be that one.
Man, and I think that's either our top viewed episode or our second most viewed episode, despite being banned in a lot of places in the Middle East because of the music.
Yeah, that's funny. It's because they don't respect the songs that white people get lit to.
No.
They really don't like those songs.
They were not getting lit to those songs or to the podcast episode,
No.
but everybody else was, and we were as well. That's crazy that we've been saying Embiid's been looking hot this year for over a year.
Right. It's been for what's 150 minus 89?
That's 61.
61 weeks. So
Yeah, over a year.
wow, that's crazy. That's so crazy.
I mean, ever since Luke said that, Embiid's been an MVP candidate that entire time. So
Right.
he has remained looking hot
Right. So we can't
these
stop
years.
now.
Should we say Embiid's still looking hot? Or do we continue saying Embiid's been looking hot this year?
Yeah.
We should maybe ask Luke that.
Yeah. Ask Luke. Do we say is Embiid looking hot, or did he look hot? Has he been hot, or is he hot?
Yeah, I think that's the clarification, the distinction that we need.
Right.
that one.
Because I feel like he is hot currently.
Yes, and hopefully will continue to be as long as possible.
Right. It's not the past tense because it's been the present the whole time.
Yeah. Like, has been looking hot this year makes it seem like it's kind of like a little hot streak. Like, oh, he's been pretty hot recently. But it feels less long term, less sustainable.
Right.
There we go.
Sustainable energy,
Yeah.
I took environmental science, and that was the only thing we talked about.
That was it.
Not just that, but like wind energy, solar energy, like nuclear energy.
And in basketball, it's a lot of it's about endurance. So you need to sustain your energy throughout the game,
Yeah, exactly.
which
Exactly.
the Mavericks didn't do last night. I know we said we weren't going to talk about sports news,
Yeah.
but the Mavericks blew a
I
big
know,
lead.
I know. The Warriors came back. I thought the game was over. I went to bed, and it was like halftime. And at halftime, they were winning by like 15.
Yeah. Luka had just hit a deep three. It was over. And then the Warriors came back because, of course, they did. They're the Warriors.
Yep.
I would like to start before we get into the questions with just like a real quick, not even really a story, but just a note, just to like kind of let you know that this is a thing. That I am on the Full Sail roommate list. Finally, this is my first couple days being on the list.
Yeah.
And the two people who have contacted me already,
Okay.
both on their profile listed that they are Marvel fans. So
And you
do with
can't,
that what you will.
You got to show me these people because I will tell you. No, yeah, it's that, like you can't go wrong at this point. Like you're in a Howie Roseman situation. There isn't 100% chance that you strike and hit gold, but if you manage to still miss, that's the situation you're in right now.
Really?
Yes.
Just based off of these two people that have contacted me.
Well, Marvel fans, all you need. Late night movie
That's the
binges.
whole profile.
Late night
Marvel
movie binges. Just like binge movies all night long. Who needs school when you've got Marvel fans in your life?
Wow, you sound like Parker with his no studying. Who needs school? Just watch Marvel all the time. You'll be fine. That's the life lesson.
Marvel
here.
teaches you everything you need to know in life.
Well, did you learn chemistry from Marvel?
Yes, I did.
How?
Gamma radiation. Bruce Banner. Which is actually chemistry because I learned that in AP chemistry as well.
Ah, there it is.
But I learned about it from Marvel and just got it reiterated to me through AP chemistry, so I knew it was classified as chemistry. Did you know that was classified as chemistry?
It's not classified. It can't.
Gamma radiation? It's nuclear chemistry.
It's a real thing.
Gamma rays are a real thing.
Okay, so Marvel took a real thing and made it do things that it can't actually do. It's pretty smart. Don't say that gamma radiation can actually in real life turn somebody into the Hulk.
It hasn't happened
No,
yet.
okay. No.
Yet.
We're not going down this rabbit hole. Basically, same thing I'm saying same thing that we did with Parker as if you guys already listened to this. I already did all of it. This is later in the same day. So you guys don't actually know. But I explained it in Parker's thing, so I'm not going to explain it again.
Well, don't you have to explain it to me and you can just cut it out?
I'm just asking you questions.
Oh, okay. I'm fine with that.
And the way I edited it is that it
Well, I
flips
don't know
back
if I
and
like
forth.
questions, but I'll answer questions anyway.
Oh.
Go ahead, question me.
Okay, well that makes it sound like this is like against your will, like you're being questioned about something.
No, it's not against my will. I'm willingly doing this. I could easily just walk out of your house right now. I don't think you're restraining me. Nope, we're good.
I hope not. Okay, so with that, we'll start in our 150 episodes, or we probably should have before this figured out what episode you joined us on first.
Well, it was episode 6, 7, or 7.
7 part 2
7 part 1 and 2.
Well, but you barely talked in part 1.
We talked about the Mexican Revolution, was it?
One of the Parker
Or the
got
Spanish
it wrong.
American?
Parker got some
I don't
part of
know.
it wrong. I know that.
I chimed in.
Yeah. So that was your debut, and then there was like a gap of about like 20 episodes. I think like mid-20s you were like on the podcast consistently.
Probably.
Something like that. Actually, I'm going to search that up while I ask you this. In that time, what has a couple of your favorite episodes been?
Okay, hands down, number 1 most favorite episode that we ever recorded, Flying Magic Birds.
Ooh.
Now, you guys didn't get even the best version of that episode. You guys got the
such a good
third
answer.
version of that episode.
Such a good answer.
Our first, you guys never actually, because we lost the footage, you guys never actually got to see...
Do we know what happened?
No, it just didn't
stopped,
record,
It
yeah.
stopped recording.
Yeah.
We had like 5 minutes.
You guys didn't get to see the actual, real, uncut, real original version of it, but it was hands down the funniest, the best episode, in my opinion, that we have ever recorded.
Do you have a favorite segment that we've done on the podcast? There have been a lot. We started off, I think the first 2 or 3 episodes, there were no segments. And then I was like, you know what, we should have segments. And then it was all segments.
Yeah, we went overboard on
And
the
then
segments.
we kind of strayed off. I don't really remember exactly the timeline, but whenever quarantine hit, that was when we really, we had a lot of segments, built up. And then there was, football season, and, we do less segments then because there's just so much stuff to talk about. And then at the end of football season, well, a month later, March 2020, COVID hit. And so we had to go back to segments pretty hard because there wasn't much actual news to talk about. And then sports came back and we did a few less. And I think ever since then we've had a good balance of old segments and new segments. But do you have a favorite one we have to have double digits at least. We have a lot of them.
Right. Well, there's so many that I like. Some that are up there, Marvel Minute, obviously, because me and Luke just get to talk about Marvel for a minute, and talking about Marvel is very fun. I really like Parker's pep talk, obviously, because I never know, even I don't know where it's going to go, just basically whatever comes to my head is what I say, and so it's always super inspirational.
See last week's episode.
Yeah, and so I always like Parker's pep talk. I don't know if that's my favorite, though. I would say an oldie but goodie is 2 Nicknames and a Lie. We do it so much.
It's a solid one.
That one we did a ton, and then we brought it back, and we have been doing it again recently.
Yeah.
So out of those 3, I don't know which one I would pick. And you know what I also like? When we do football season and we recap, we go down and pick every single one. That's fun. Because
Parker's picks versus Paglia's picks.
Parker's picks versus Paglia's picks. Because
that's a classic.
It's such a classic. Because there's so many things that come out of that. I remember multiple episodes, we would be talking about a Jags Colts game, and then all of a sudden it just turns dark and we start talking about some random stuff.
Who do you think turned it dark? Probably Luke.
Yep.
We have a clip. It's in one of our best ofs where you guys it was Lions-Falcons, and we were like, wow, this is a cursed matchup. These are just 2 teams that everyone feels bad for. And then Luke was like, yeah, if this were the 1800s, we could have, a witch trial or something with these 2 teams. And we could burn them at the stake. That's what it was.
Burn them at the stake, yeah.
And we were like, Luke, why? It's just Lions-Falcons.
I know, it's not that crazy. So that one's also up there, because you never know where that's gonna go, and it seems like it's just innocent, picking teams, but it's never innocent. So out of those, I think I'm gonna go Parker's picks versus Paglia's picks, just because you got the aspect of trying to beat Luke, like competition,
Mm-hmm.
and also just like it could go anywhere, you know. So
Yeah.
I like Parker's picks versus Penny's picks, and also I don't want to exclude you, so you're like the moderator of the whole thing.
Yeah, that's kind of my role in most of the segments is the point guard.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fine. All good. I know my role, my lane. Sometimes, like when it goes off the rails, sometimes I have to try to, get it back on the rails.
Right.
Although Luke does, I think Luke and I split those duties because sometimes I like to jump in with, like once it goes off the rails, I like to jump in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the one who will take it there, but once
Right.
it's there, I'll join in.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes Luke is the one who's like, often at the end of an episode, Luke's like, all right, I'm done. Episode 1.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
That's
It's like,
true.
okay, you guys are being too ridiculous here. So I think we do a good job balancing that out.
In my
Episode 67.
yeah, in my opinion, that is the best episode we have ever recorded.
Unfortunately, not incredibly...
Stressed, tired, and slightly delirious were the 3 words used to describe us in this description because it took us 3 takes.
as
we
they
were
do
here
3 episodes,
I
but only
swear.
one is recorded.
I swear we were here
Didn't
for like
write that well.
4 or 5 hours just trying to record that episode.
Uh...
I mean, that might be a
I would say
stretch.
3 hours
three,
is
4
fair
hours.
because we failed and then we successfully recorded like another half of an episode and then we were like, oh no, it stopped again, and then we had to record the second half. So yeah, we basically recorded 2 episodes in 3 different sections. Episode 67, that's almost 100 episodes ago.
And it was still in
That's
my mind. It's still in my
insane.
mind. I know exactly. Oh, what a
September
great
28th,
episode.
2020. Wow, that's crazy. I'm gonna look around.
See, that's the only one that
Episode 37, February 29th, 2020.
That was-
roughly 2 years before Joe Burrow
that
made
was
it to the
probably
Super
a
Bowl.
Zoom episode.
No. This was
February of 2020?
yeah,
Oh,
it
that
was
was
just
right before Zoom.
It was, I believe,
We recorded that one in my basement, I
March
think.
14th, 2020, episode 39. The,
The podcast is not canceled.
That was when it started. I think you would have joined us very late 2019. Wife carrying.
I feel like I was there
You
for wife
introduced
carrying.
us to wife carrying. I
Yes.
know that. So let's click on that episode. Yep. Okay. Oh, Parker and Owen are joined by Luke. Episode 24 may have been your debut. Let's see episode 23. If you're not in episode... Yeah, okay, I gave your picks. Your picks were involved ever since the beginning of the NFL season. But you did, I think episode 24 was your official,
Debut.
long-term debut after episode 7, part 2. So you've been on for quick math. 24, 150 minus 24 would be 126.
Yeah.
126 episodes for Luke, actually, plus episode 7.
Part 1.
Well, both part. See, Parker was saying that we're not at 150. This is gonna confuse you guys because no. We're good. My brain is all messed up on the timeline because I don't want to give away stuff that Parker said that he hasn't said yet that I know he said that you guys didn't know he said. If that makes sense. And so he said this at the beginning though, so we're good. He said he doesn't know exactly when our 3-year anniversary is because he thinks we missed a week or 2. And I was like, yeah, I think we did, but we covered it up with episode 7 spanned across 2 weeks. We didn't record an episode the week of episode 7 part 2, but
Yeah.
we posted an episode. So I think I would just go off of episode 1 posted June 9th, 2019. So June, whatever the first week of June is this year.
Yeah.
Whatever that Saturday
That's at its 3.
is probably our 3-year anniversary. Close enough.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Just a bit of a side note, housekeeping. That is when our 3-year anniversary is. But episode 150 is a nice round number, so we're just doing this now while we can. So that was... Parker said that... Do you want me to tell you Parker's answers? No, I'm not going to tell you Parker's answers because you're going to listen to the podcast and you're going to find out that way.
Yes,
so
I am.
I'm not going to
So
tell you.
Flying Magic Birds, that was a
Yes.
great episode. It's the one that sticks out
Episodes.
most episodes. It's the one that sticks out most vividly in my head, specifically Dave Marsh.
Yes. See, the problem is nobody
You
gets that.
you guys don't know who
because-
Dave Marsh is because we excluded that because it was only funny the first time around.
Yeah, it was one of those jokes where it was just it was so crazy that
We-
we couldn't possibly do it again.
we basically what we did was we described him He was basically a flat earther.
We were looking up flat earthers, and somebody found like a profile.
No, we didn't even find the profile.
We were describing the generic flat earther.
Look, and then I looked up like a flat earther, and I found an article by Dave Marsh, and then I went and found his Facebook.
Okay.
And we saw his profile picture.
That's what it was.
And it was of the generic flat earther look that we described. It was to a T, and we went berserk.
Yeah.
It was the funniest.
It was
thing.
like you had already seen the picture beforehand,
And you were just describing the picture.
it.
Like, it was so ironically
Yeah.
funny how close it was.
It was amazing. Do you have a favorite story? Not necessarily just like on the podcast. It could be that, but just a story of anything that happened like around the podcast. Whether we were recording an episode or like doing a YouTube video.
Yeah.
Or just anything behind the scenes, something like that.
Those YouTube videos we did where I was playing baseball, those were really fun. You were pitching to me, and I was trying to hit, and it didn't go very well, but it was very fun. I thought that was a fun video. When we did the all sports battle in my yard.
We gotta do another one of those this summer because Luke
Yeah,
wasn't in that.
Luke wasn't in that.
That was fun.
That was a lot of fun because I just remember like we would do one thing and then like run through the woods and then go down to the tennis court and like shoot archery and then you had to like make it in a bucket and run back up the hill. It was
We were tired after that.
yeah, it was exhausting.
It's a good workout.
Yeah, so that was that's up there. That was fun. There's a lot of YouTube videos that I think are like really fun to make. Let's see, what are some other ones? I'm thinking like the basketball YouTube video was hilarious when you guys were playing each other, you and Luke, and I was being like the ref slash coach slash interviewer. That was fun.
Our basketball, like NBA teams as basketball events.
Yeah, that was fun. We have
Our NFL teams.
Ooh, we have an unpublished episode or unpublished YouTube video of like me and Ethan Keitel and me and Luke all made like some crazy trick shots and we never came out with a video. And I know Luke
Seen some of
deleted
those
some
clips.
of the clips because it was such a long time ago. But I still have a lot of clips
Oh wow.
like on my phone of like us making crazy trick shots.
We might have to post those like on the Instagram or something.
Yeah,
It's
maybe.
a throwback.
Yeah.
Because I do remember, I saw a couple of those.
Yeah, we posted the
there were some
Ethan
good
one, I
ones. That's possible, yeah.
Um,
Because I think it was like a teaser. Luke was like, new video coming soon.
yeah, and we never published the video. So that was an unpublished video, behind the scenes one, that we never got to.
That's a good one. A lot of the best videos have happened at your house over the summer. Because we've got
Right.
the basketball court. We did the
There's
the
plenty to
course,
do. There's
the
plenty to
tennis, the blindfolded tennis where we just launched tennis balls at each other.
Yeah. Oh, that was crazy. Oh,
That was a great
so
one.
fun.
I don't know if it translated as well. Like, it wasn't one of the best videos
Right.
we've made.
But in person,
Oh.
that was so fun. And then the crazy moment when it like went between like Luke's legs, that was insane. Oh my! And he didn't
that was
even know.
amazing.
We were going crazy though.
yeah.
That was so fun. Yeah,
That one was amazing. Yeah.
that was a great video.
Did you have a favorite guest that we've had on the podcast? I think we've had a single-digit number of people, but we've had multiple guests.
Yeah, when we had Danny, that was a fun episode. That was
Yeah.
very early on. We talked about the XFL.
I think that was like our second ever YouTube.
We
version
started
of the
like talking
podcast.
about like weird colleges and like weird college names and like
Yeah, it was the XFL had just started.
yeah.
And he was just looking up like players on the roster, and they had gone to just the most obscure places.
Right. So that was
a good one.
That was fun.
The camera quality is so bad though.
The episode with you, Luke, and Leah looked fun. Yeah,
It was.
It looked like a fun episode. I wasn't at that, but that one looked fun. And then, I mean, we've had some like pretty legit guests too. I would say, the KBO guy. That one
Dan
was,
Kurtz.
Yeah, Dan Kurtz. That was a good episode. That was over like quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Zach
Okay.
Carter's dad.
Oh
that
yeah, we had
was-
Coach Z.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh, I
too.
forgot that we had. Yeah, I think that was a Zoom episode as well. We had a few more guests during quarantine because one, people were more free, and two, we were doing episodes over Zoom anyway. So it was like, let's just bring people on. The
Yeah.
episode that we had Dawson on.
Oh yeah.
I forget. We did some type of like mini competition or something, and like Dawson had like the best comment, and he was on the podcast, and that was when Luke had his reveal of his shoe saga.
Oh,
it was like
yeah.
part 3 where
Yeah,
he just
part
kept
3.
going to Dick's and not getting the right shoes.
That
and
was
he ordered
funny.
them online.
That
and
was funny. That was very.
he unboxed them for the first time live on the podcast.
Yeah, that was a great
and
episode.
they were the wrong shoes again.
Yeah,
Oh my word.
and he like knew it too. He's like, "Yep, they messed him up again."
Yeah. He like threw the shoebox over his shoulder. That one was great.
That was funny.
Oh man.
You did one with
some good guests.
Jalen and Gunnar.
Yeah, that one was fun. We did like a mini first take because they always argue about all sorts of stuff.
Uh-huh.
That was a good one. Yeah, we've had some good guests. Hopefully over the summer, we have some more guests on. Just because before it's the end of high school, before people go to college and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like we'll try to get a lot of people on the podcast before the end of summer.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? This is, I think, the hardest / deepest question, the most difficult to answer. What do you think as a podcast we're best at? I'm impressed that you had that right off the top of your head.
What,
so
Flying
quick.
Magic Birds?
Yeah, like you knew the title and everything.
Best
That's
episode we ever
impressive.
had.
What's your favorite segment that we've done, or
Ooh.
favorite segments that we've done over the years? Because we've had
Okay.
a lot. It's weird saying
Number
over the
one-
years because I can say over the years. It's been more than 2.
Yeah.
But yeah,
My number one, I've got, I'll give top 3 because they're all in no specific order because they're all very good. I loved the weird name game. That was a really
Okay.
fun one. I always enjoyed that one.
original.
I loved the sweet, salty, spicy super sandwich segment because I got to eat food. Loved that.
There you go.
And what was my third one that I liked? There was a few in there. Actually, those are the 2 that I really liked.
Okay.
I enjoyed the very short-lived Luke's Cheese segment. It was like 2 episodes
Yeah.
because we just got bored of it and wanted to just say them all at once. And I love cheese. I love Marvel Minute. Marvel Minute's a great segment.
Yeah, that was in, Parker also gave a top 3. That was in his top 3.
Yeah.
I feel like he
Cheese, kick
he
cheese.
did pick one. I feel like you should probably have
Pick
to
like number
one.
1.
Yeah, like your favorite segment we've ever done.
Ooh, I also like Pagley's picks versus Parker's versus Pagley's picks. That's a good segment.
There's so many.
My number 1 though. I'll go with the weird name game. It was
Yeah.
a classic. It was an
That's a good one.
original. I
Yeah.
loved that segment.
That
Until we ran out of things to say. It was a funny segment too.
Eventually, we
What's your number? Nope, that's it. What's your number? That's it. I love What's Your Number. Sorry, I just
Really?
that
That
one
seems like an
skipped my
upset.
mind.
What's your number?
I
would
love
not have
that
guessed
segment.
that would have been your favorite.
I love how bad we are at that segment. So when we actually get one right, it just makes it so much better. I love that
Okay.
segment.
Huh. I was thinking of a little bit of a teaser here. I have a What's Your Number game that, like, I was just brainstorming. I was like, when we have this guest on, we should do What's Your Number, like, with them / you guys. And, like, it works out perfectly because, like, some of the numbers that I was going through my head, and I was like, oh, some of these numbers are going to be perfect. So just that was, looking forward to that one. That was just a nice way to fit that in. Wow, so the last one you thought of was really your favorite.
I think so.
That's perfect.
Ooh, this is tough. Like, what do we deliver that nobody else does?
That's one way to, yeah.
I think, like, our chemistry, like, we've known each other for, like, I don't know, like, 12 plus years, probably, about.
Yeah, sure, around there.
And so, like, we just know each other and, like, our tendencies and, like, what we're gonna say or do. So I would say, like, probably that, like, chemistry on camera, and also, like, having fun, and, I would probably say that.
Yeah, we have the best chemistry and we have the most fun.
Right. Luke would like how I said chemistry there. He'd be going crazy.
What?
Yeah, he'd be like,
Again, yeah, knowing
like,
each other's tendencies.
chemistry.
Luke would have perked up.
Right, and then he would have started giving us chemistry like puns and like pickup lines.
Yeah, his classic Valentine's Day one. We're like copper and nickel.
Because I see you and I together.
We'll find out if Luke watches or listens to this episode, if he catches that or not.
Uh-huh.
That's the test, Luke. We're not going to text you or anything.
Nope.
Just text me and Parker in our podcast group chat. Hey, saw the chemistry joke. If you don't text us, we know.
Or just give us another chemistry joke.
Actually, that'd be
Chemistry
funny.
pickup line.
Text us a chemistry joke.
Yeah.
If you've seen this.
Right. There
That's
we
a
go.
good one. Do you have a favorite story or like best story from whether like it was when we were filming a YouTube video or just like before or after the podcast, something behind the scenes? Just best story around the podcast.
I've got two
Okay.
that I can think of just like right now off the top of my head, which probably means they're pretty good if I can just think of them off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Number one, when we were recording the NFL team's basketball video and I slipped and face planted in the mud. That'll always be a classic. That one
yeah.
was great.
Oh man. Yeah.
What a moment, right?
I think that's a top 3 moment ever.
Yeah.
You nailed that one.
Yeah. Oh, I've got 2 more actually.
Ooh, all right. They just keep coming.
The next one, when I pulled Jarvis Landry into the top 5 best wide receivers.
I forgot about that.
That was such an ungood moment. You know, what's it called? It's like the untop 10 or something like that. I don't know.
Not top 10?
Not top 10, yeah. Like, you know how ESPN sometimes goes to that.
It's like the worst moments.
Yeah,
of-
that belongs on there. That was such a bad take. I was so delirious.
I was going to clarify. I was going to try to clarify, like, what season was this? 2017.
It doesn't matter what season it was.
Exactly. It could have been 2019, 2020, 2021. He's never been a top 5.
No,
so
he's been decent in previous years, but he's never been a top 5, ever.
Oh, that one was so
and
good.
the third one was when I got stuck on the roof after spraying Parker with water.
Yes. Yeah. I don't think that needs any more context. We
No.
shouldn't explain why you were spraying him with water or why you were on the roof. That's just what
Just
he
go
was
watch
doing.
through all the videos, and eventually you'll find it in one of them.
Oh, man. Can you believe it's been 150 episodes already?
No, it feels like it's gone by so quickly. Like, well, I can't even, like, this is like the same question as, like, pretty much the same as, like, can you believe that you're graduating already?
Yeah, dude, people are asking me that all the time.
Yeah.
That and are you excited for graduation? I'm like, I have no idea because I
Yeah,
don't know what
like,
it's like.
Am I excited? I think I'm excited, but I'm also, like, nervous. Like, I don't know, I'm gonna have, like, a real job, you know? It's gonna be, like, I'm actually, like, gonna be
Real
trying
life.
to make money, right? Trying to actually, like, survive, you know? Like, not, like, you know, just live off of nothing, you know?
Yeah. It's like, am I excited to not have to take math tests anymore? Yes, but am I also excited to have to be on my own? No. So,
Right.
like,
Right.
there's some stuff I'm excited are done, and there's some stuff I'm a little worried about to
Yeah.
move away from.
Yeah.
So,
Now, I think for actual graduation, I'm excited. Like, the actual...
like the event.
Right. That'll be
Sure.
fun. That'll be really fun.
Well, yeah, sitting in chairs for an hour or plus while people's names get read is super fun.
Yeah, and apparently they read them super fast. So
Yeah.
if you miss your name and you're not graduating...
That's how that works.
No, I think it is.
You don't have to attend the
Oh.
graduation.
Oh,
Though.
really?
Yeah, I don't know why it's optional, but apparently it is optional. You don't have to attend, like the actual ceremony.
Wow. Imagine
I guess
not
they just
attending.
give you your diploma
That'd
in
be
the mail or
unfortunate.
something.
That'd be really unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you like? Oh, sorry, I have plans that I don't know how you would
I'm
miss
working.
it. Yeah, I don't know how that works, but
I'm excited for graduation.
there probably won't be 100% attendance. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I still don't know what the dress code is. I think they sent it to us. I
Well,
should probably look at that.
No, they're gonna give us the clothes, right? Don't they give us black clothes? Like,
Do they?
Cap and gown.
They give us the cap and gown, but like
Right.
you got to wear stuff under it.
Well, nobody's gonna see that. I'm gonna wear like what should I wear underneath it? Like a clown
I
costume?
think there's a dress code.
No, should
but
I wear that strawberry
do.
shortcake tutu that I wore in 4th grade?
Yes. Do that.
I should totally do
No
that.
one will notice it underneath your gown.
I don't
at
think
all.
so. Because
So-
the gown is like a ghost costume, but it's black instead of white.
That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
It's a ghost costume.
Yeah.
That's
It's like one of
true,
those
that's true.
cut up ghosts that you wear on Halloween for if you're really cheap, you know?
Yeah.
You just cut out the eye sockets of a sheet and then you're a ghost.
Unfortunately, you won't be able to wear your semi-top hat because you've got the hat
Right.
already. So that's kind of unfortunate.
I got notified in the mail that I'm top 10%, so I get to wear.
Same.
We get to wear sashes.
Yeah.
We get to,
They're called in the message. They called it a stole,
Yeah.
and I was like, "What a horrible name for those."
Like, are we stealing stuff? Like,
yeah. You're gonna put on this stuff. We stole it, and you're gonna wear it.
Yeah. Like it makes me not want to wear it anymore because
Exactly.
You know, it's like, oh man, I feel like a bad person wearing this. Its name is Stole.
Yeah, we bought a bunch of stoles. Wait, you bought them? Yeah, we bought the stoles. It seems counterintuitive.
It is. It's like hypocrisy.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Did you
No.
buy them or did you steal them?
Right. We bought the stoles. It's like saying we stole the bots.
It's the same thing.
Right.
Yeah, just call them bots because hopefully you bought them.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would call them a stole. Sash is probably the better way to
Right.
put it. Yeah, you get to wear more sashes than me, I believe, because you have Anchor Club. You have like the
Oh no,
cord
that's a tassel.
thing. Oh,
That's
sorry.
a tassel.
Okay, so we got the same number of sashes. You've got a tassel
I get to
from
wear a
Anchor
tassel.
Club. Okay.
I had
Yeah.
to wear a tassel, which is pretty awesome. I got medals at like the ceremony thing, the academic thing, but it was because like one was a sportsmanship medal or something.
Nice.
The other one was like because I played like a certain number of sports and also had a certain GPA. I got a medal.
Student athletes.
Right, student athlete medals, pretty much. So I don't know if I wear those or not. So
That's a good
I have to
question.
figure that out. If I'm supposed to wear them to graduation or not. But I will ask around and figure that out.
Yeah.
Um,
Have you seen the videos of people graduating and they just have like a message on their phone?
yeah.
Or it's like Celtics in 7, fire
Yeah.
Doc Rivers. What would you put on like if you were to be ridiculous and do
Uh-huh.
that? What would you put on your phone?
Prime Home Real Estate and then my number.
He's already a businessman.
Prime Home Real
He
Estate.
knows what to do.
717-847-204.
That's so smart. Just market it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, they're not gonna give a bio because they don't have time for that. Like, it's not gonna be like Parker Wolf after high school. He's gonna be because then that would work really well. It's
Right.
like Parker Wolf, like on senior night. Like his plans after high school are, and you're just with the phone.
Prime Home Real Estate.
Yeah, that would be great. Oh man.
Oh,
That's the perfect answer. You're prepared to
I'm-
go
I'm-
into the business
I
world
think I'm ready.
of selling houses. You know how to market stuff.
Guess what percentage I'm done with my classes? Guess what percentage?
Yeah, I think so.
No, you will. I remember. It's at the end of the video.
You will. We put it in as a blooper.
You did, yeah.
Okay, then yes, it will be there.
You will see it.
You'll find it eventually, or maybe you just know, and in which case, comment on the YouTube account. That sounded weird. Comment on the YouTube video.
Yeah.
With your account. Why Luke was spraying Parker with a hose from the roof,
Do that.
if you know. Do you have a favorite guest that we've
Ooh.
had on the podcast? We haven't had too many, but we've had a decent amount. I think still single digits, but they've all been good.
Let's see. I think Dan Kurtz was a good one. He got us a lot of. That was probably one of our biggest first like.
That was
it's
our
probably one
first
of-
episode that
was
blew
our
up.
first like blow up episode.
Yeah.
And then I really enjoyed having Adam on. That was the first time I'd gotten
Mm-hmm.
to talk to him in like 8 years. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a really good one. We've had some really good baseball.
And he
Two for two
he just
on
said he had some really good advice. It was
Yeah, yeah. We made I literally made a separate
good. Video of just his like
Yeah, like it was
spiel.
so good that I cut out parts and it was like advice from Adam
Yeah.
Godwin. And it was like 12 minutes long.
yeah, it was solid. He
Out of
gave
the
it a really
episode.
solid video.
Yeah. What would you say we as a podcast are the best at? I told Parker I think this is the deepest question.
Oh, that is a tough question. What are we the best at? Okay, we'll give a fun answer and a serious answer. Fun answer, our Super Bowl takes. Me and Parker over the last 2 years have come up with some really good Super Bowl takes. I don't remember what the guy's name was, but the streaker that ran out onto the field both years. And Tom Brady coming into this past Super Bowl, fortunately it didn't happen. But our Super Bowl takes, we're really good at those. No, but in all seriousness, I think just our passion. I think like not being good at passion, but the amount of like the stuff that we put into these videos, like we have our few loyal listeners, but it's not like we have millions and millions of subscribers, and we still put in the work, we still put in passion into this, and like we still come out with good content. And yeah, I think that the fact that we're not demoralized from not succeeding after, it's not that we're not succeeding, but not like having...
On paper, the numbers are not amazing.
But the fact that we're still 150 episodes in and we still do it consistently and we still talk to you few loyal listeners every single week, I think that says something.
The fact that we have more episodes out than we do
subscribers.
YouTube subscribers.
Yes.
It's interesting. Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. I also like how you had a fun answer and a serious answer, because that's also kind of the podcast. Where
there's a fun side and there's a serious side.
And sometimes they mix.
Yeah, definitely.
So that was a really good way to put it. Can you believe it's been 150 episodes already?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, me either. Parker and I, you had just
scary.
Finished middle school. You you were early in your freshman year when you joined us.
I was probably 14 or 15. I was probably 15 because we're about to hit 3 years, so I would have been like...
year.
No, I would have been 14.
14.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
14 years old. Jeez, I couldn't drive.
None of us could
None
drive.
of us could drive when we started.
It was monumental when Parker, it was on our
ran
Instagram
into the
one
garage.
time. Well, there was that.
That
was a podcast story. But, Parker pulled into my driveway to record the podcast.
Yeah.
I filmed it, and I was like, what's happening? This is crazy.
And now we can all
Luke's
drive,
driving.
and you guys are graduating. Soon enough, well, not soon enough, never mind. I was going to say soon enough we'll be getting married, but that's
you
a
went
little
from,
bit.
hold on.
That's a little bit down the road, never mind.
You went straight from me and Parker graduating and getting married next, too.
Well, as you all know, Marvel is my one true love in life. So you should have gone favorite quote. Should have had that in there.
Sure, what's your favorite quote?
I got two. The bread is ready was one of the most classic lines ever said on this podcast.
That was from one of your favorite segments. That was during the Sweet Salty Spicy Super Sandwich segment.
Marvel is my one true love in life is a quote, but I also love Parker's quote, when the days are dreary and the sun is... I don't even remember.
When the days are dreary, never look into your sorrows until you find the sun. 2 weeks ago, you told me that you were trying to get to 60% by the end of that day, I think. I'm going to say you're at 80% right now.
85.
Let's go. I'll take that as a win. That's pretty close.
85%.
And then once you're 100% done, you can take the test.
Yes. Yep.
Nice.
And test is it's kind of like the SATs, but for real estate. It's
the RSATs.
The real estate exam. The RAT. Real estate exam assessment test. Wait, REAT.
Real estate exam assessment test. Yeah, REAT.
Or just...
Can we make it read? Real estate exam assessment day.
Yeah,
I don't know.
There you go. And if I pass it, then I can get my license. Yeah.
And then when you get your license, are you able to legally negotiate for the podcast and Prime Home Real Estate to have a partnership? Because then technically, if you're actually, I don't think you would even need to legally negotiate it. We could just have it be Parker's, not even the podcast, but just segments and now Parker's Pep Talk brought to you by Prime Home Real Estate. Call, you go into infomercial mode.
Call or click to get a quote today.
Yeah. And now on with the segment. So just look out for that. Some very blatant advertising from us. Just trying to drive some business to Parker in the future over the summer.
That's
so that
funny.
we'll use the podcast as another marketing vehicle for you.
You're right. That's great. I'm going to start an Instagram page.
Ooh, nice.
And it's going to be real estate based, So I'm excited for that. Keep a lookout for that.
Yeah. We'll let you know when that you'll probably do that after you get your license.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't want to solicit before I can even sell a house,
That makes sense. Yeah.
Right.
That's probably smart.
I don't know if that's legal or not. Probably not legal.
No.
So yeah, once I get my license, I'll probably do that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I think we did pretty good on time. Do you think, with Luke's going to answer the same questions, do you think Luke's going to have any that are like the same as you or any that are way different?
He might have the favorite episode might be the same. Because if he remembers Embiid is hot this year, I don't know. Favorite story, probably not the same, I would say. Probably something different.
I bet Luke's favorite story is him getting stuck on his own roof.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
probably
probably.
his
That was a
favorite.
good one. That's a funny story.
Yeah. Filming music videos.
Can you believe it's been 150 episodes? Yeah, he'll probably have the same like reaction that we had, but
I
not like
bet.
graduation, but like
Yeah.
no, but, like no, like I can't believe it.
Because Luke's been with us since.
No, so I
episode
think of the podcast
9?
as like our like baby, you know. It was like me and Owen's baby, and then
Yes.
Luke was like an adopted father, you know.
Yeah, Luke's kind of like the stepdad
Of the podcast.
who like Luke's the stepdad who was just the stepdad, but then like ends up actually also adopting the kid at the end of the movie.
Right, exactly. And then it like brings up the title card, and it just like has a picture of Luke like smiling, and it's just like Luke went to jail for like 3 years,
What?
but came out came out and then adopted a child. Wow, what a great guy. It was,
I remember the
Parker
moment he
Wolf.
said that.
He said in the quote, Parker Wolf 2020.
2020.
So if you ever actually wrote it, it would say, never look, quotations, never look into your sorrows until you find the sun. Parker Wolf 2020, end quotation. Parker Wolf 2020.
We should put that on a t-shirt.
That'd be really funny. We
Hopefully
probably
Parker's not watching this. Too late.
skip
Okay.
a bit, Parker.
Parker? Yeah.
We should just... Okay, I like
Yep,
that.
I like
plan.
that.
That was good.
Sounds
That
like
was
a
good.
idea.
Smart. I wonder if they could hear that.
I don't know. Maybe when you go back and watch it, see if they can hear it.
Yeah, I'll fix it in post.
Yeah,
Turn
I like
the
that.
volume
Yeah.
down if they can hear it.
Yeah, perfect.
So
Or pull like a whispering like sound effect off of YouTube and just like put that really loudly over it and annoy everybody.
yeah, people would love
Oh,
that.
yeah.
They're just listening to the podcast in the car, and then all of a sudden, full blast.
Because they couldn't see if they're listening over the website or the Apple podcast. They can't see us whispering.
Yeah, just the loudest ever. They'll think their like speaker broke. Oh my word! What just happened? It's all broken. And no,
that's
it's
so
just a
funny.
weird whispering
That's
effect.
funny.
Don't worry, I won't do that.
Oh, my sunglasses are still in my hat.
Probably. You're such an old person, forgetting that your glasses are on your head. Was there any other questions that I forgot to ask? Quote, I'm annoyed I didn't ask Parker his favorite quote, because that's a really good question.
I don't think
That's a
so. I
good
think you had a lot of good ones.
Sure, that's one way to put it. Yeah, I think we'll save some of the stories for like whenever the very last episode is, but like just the stuff of like us going into Mr. Gwynn's room because the RSS feed wasn't working, and like he literally went into like lines of code and was like, this is the problem, and like us creating the logo in like Flex, and then also like we made a Twitter account also in Gifted Flex. There's a lot of good stories like pre the podcast starting, and then there's a lot of good stories with Luke of like him joining the podcast, and like he was when we were doing YouTube videos like every week, he was helping me edit those.
I remember,
and like
Luke was nervous the first time, the very first time that
you listen back.
he was like talking. He's like really quiet and like,
my name's Luke.
Yeah, I'm Luke. Yeah, and then he wouldn't speak for like 25 minutes.
Parker's like, speak up, Luke.
And then I'm like, Luke, you have anything to add?
Yeah. I guess.
That's cool.
I think I'd probably say, I agree with you guys.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
You're like, this is...
I wonder what episode that changed. Because it
I mean, there probably wasn't like one episode
Right.
where he just flipped a switch,
right.
but I think once
Talking in front
it
of a
didn't take
camera.
him very long.
Talking in front of a camera is odd at 1st. It's very odd. But
Yeah, and the first episode he was on, it was just when we were still just doing a voice memo, so there's nothing to really like look at. Like we were just sitting there with
Yeah.
my phone recording a voice memo, so it was he was definitely uncomfortable the first time, and then there was like a gap, and then we had him back in like the mid-20s episodes, and we're like, we're gonna have you on consistently, and then it didn't take him very long to get comfortable, because obviously, like you said, we've known each other for so long. It's just getting a feel for like, okay, this is how the podcast navigates, and this is where I can jump in and that sort of stuff, and the chemistry sorts of things. So I don't really know a good way to land the plane here. It's episode 150. It's a nice even number.
Ooh, I got it.
All right, take it away.
So, sometimes when I get off the rails, when Luke gets off the rails, you get us back on the rails. But there's other times where I get us off the rails even further. We don't take a train anymore. We take a plane. And so we're going to land that plane right now. It's episode 150. Thank you guys for listening. Like, subscribe, comment. And the plane has successfully landed on this episode.